The Adventures of Sodor, Episode 62, Gordon and the Express Engine. Back in 2018, Sodor had ordered a new engine to be built. He wanted a whole fleet of these engines to help Gordon with his Express. He noticed after the last railway series back in 2011 had came out, he realised that Gordon was beginning to get a lot of attention. So when he finally returned back to his express services, he was needing to get engines to help. And one of these engines was a prototype. While this engine was a muddle of parts, he thought this engine would be much better than an electric engine. He knew that steam engines would probably be more useful on bringing people over to the island than, electric engines would. And back in 2018, when you finally got the plans to approve them, the drawer of them was a bit confused. Sir, why do you want a steam engine that's especially made for metal parts to run on this railway? Wouldn't the electric engine do much better on getting the trains there on time? Well, said Sir Matt, a steam engine will bring more visitors to the island. They seem to be more popular. I suppose you're right, said the drawer of the engine. Now, these designs seem good. I'll approve them, but we need at least a whole fleet before, and then we'll have the prototype be trialled. They should be expected to be completed in February of 2022. Then, that should be good then, said Sir Matt. And soon, work on the engine had begun. The design of the engine was exactly what the the builder had described it as, a muddle of parts. However, it was mainly based on an Atlantic. However, it did have many differences from an Atlantic. The main differences was that while it stuck close to the Atlantic, its cylinders on the outside, similar to the Stephenson's rocket, along with two funnels, one being a spare funnel in case the front funnel attached to the front of the smoke box goes wrong, with domes also styled like Stephenson's rocket, along with a firebox being more like an A3, with the tender being more based on a GWR City class, with the barrel also based off Stephenson's rocket, mainly being there to hold water when the water in the engine runs out, so then they can refill the tender with water with what amount of water can fit into the tender. This was a very crazy design already, and as you can see, it does not seem like a proper engine. Over the years, people went on and off the project. They thought it was too insane and too impossible to do. However, when the engine was finally complete, it looked pretty much exactly like the drawings. It even had a builder's plate on its cab, which said all the normal stuff that a builder's plate would have. However, it had the engine's name on, with also the number 4487 on it. So Sir Matt was very pleased with how this engine came out and how it steamed out. Hello, said Sir Matt. I'm Sir Matt and welcome to the North Western Railway. And you are? Well, I'm Jane, said the engine. Ah, Jane. So you're going to be helping out with Gordon's Express. Recently he's been having some troubles, over the past decades with the Express. You see, the way the Express has been recently, for the past decades, Gordon has been needing heavy help on it. So we've been having engines helping him. And you're one of those engines that need to help. Can you do it, Jane? Of course I can. I'll see if I can even beat his max speed if I can. Oh, okay, just don't get too ahead of yourself now. Jane said up Matt. "I won't, sir," said Jane, and she steams away from the works and over to Knapford. Gordon was at Knapford, waiting to pull his express. However, he was told to wait for the new engine to arrive. "At this rate, the engine will never arrive, and someone will have to take these coaches, And then he saw a green engine with black and white lining steaming in. "Like Scotsman!" "Hello, Scotsman," said Gordon. He thought Jane was Scotsman, because of her livery being extremely similar to his. He rarely saw Scotsman at Knapford and was incredibly disappointed when he saw Jane. "Oh, hello," said Jane. "I'm Jane. I don't know who you're going on about this Scotsman. However, I did pass a Scottish engine on my way. What was his name? Was it Duncan?" "Yes, it was Duncan," said Gordon. "And you're not a Flying Scotsman?" "The Flying who?" said Jane. "Have you never heard of the Flying Scotsman?" "You do know it's only just finished being built." "Well," said Gordon, "he is my brother, and I do not want to stay here listening to an engine that looks similar to him but isn't him all day long," said Gordon. "Well, I'll have you know," said Jane, "that I'm probably going to be faster than you. I'm going to try and beat your fastest speed." "Wait, how would you know that?" "It's 105 miles per hour. "How did you know that?" said Gordon. "Oh, my driver and fireman told me about it. Apparently they used to work with you over 40 years ago." "Wait, I only had my driver and fireman after over 40 years ago what was his name? It was, the fireman was William, who's in his 80s. The driver was, I think it was, it's been such a long time, I can't remember." "Well," said Jane, "he's in my cab, and my new driver and fireman." "Wasn't it? It was Tobias, wasn't it?" said Jane. "Yes, Tobias. Wait, William and Tobias? I've not seen you for a long time," said Gordon. "Well, Gordon, we decided to drive the new engine. We decided we might as well drive him. Even though I'm in my 90s and William's in his 80s. Yes, but I'll be seeing if I can go faster than this engine that's based off other engines. You might as well be called a stealer." "Jane," said Gordon. "Well, Gordon, how do you know my name?" said Gordon. "Well, they also told me, Gordon. Now, let me pull my express in peace." "No, I'll be racing you so you can go faster," said Gordon. "The race is on," said Jane. However, Gordon got a head start. He'd been waiting at the platform longer, and he raced away. "Oh, laughed Gordon. "Seems I'm the fastest now," he said as he rushed down the line. "She probably couldn't even reach my average speed of 80. He raced down the line at his average speed. He thought Jane could not catch up. Come on, said Jane. She was incredibly impatient. She wanted to prove that she was faster than Gordon. However, she was slowly set up. "I'll never get ahead of Gordon now," said Jane. "Calm down," said her driver. "We have to go slowly." But Tobias, said Jane. "Look, when I mean slowly, I mean we have to get you set up slowly." "I have no time for this," said Jane. Soon the workmen got us set up faster. The guard's whistle blew, everyone got into the coaches, the guards got into the coach, and Jane raced out of Knapford. She proved to start off extremely well. One of the smoothest starts I've ever had on an engine, said Tobias. But that does not mean I'll be good, said Jane. Turn on my second funnel, aka the funnel on top of my smoke box from my boiler. If you say so, said Tobias. She soon caught up with Gordon, with her being able to puff twice as much steam. She was able to go faster. Hello, Gordon, said Jane. What? Said Gordon. I'm nearing my average speed. How did you catch up that fast? Said Gordon. Well, I don't know, but at least I have two funnels when you just have one short one. That's a good point, and you have two long funnels. Yes, but I'm going to take the lead now, said Jane. She began to crawl ahead when... I'll take that back, thank you, said Gordon, and he soon reached his average speed. While Jane's average speed was about 60 miles per hour, Gordon was able to go an average speed of 80. This proved to be rather unlucky for Jane. She would have to go over her average speed. And she did. As she slowly crept to 100 miles per hour, she sped along the line. She quickly caught back up to Gordon. When Gordon saw her, he began to go faster. You won't get a hit on me, said Gordon. I think I will, said Jane. Jane was now in the 90 miles per hour, but Gordon was in his 100 miles per hour. He's going 100. Goodbye, said Gordon. I'm not losing this race. He's hurried across the line and up his hill. No hill will slow me down, he thought. If anything, she will slow me down. Gordon thought he was faster than Jane, but Jane thought she was faster than Gordon. Gordon thought she couldn't catch up to him unless she was streamlined, which of course she wasn't. Jane, however, was having no more nonsense. She rushed across the line. I'm not having any more nonsense, she thought. She tightly crossed the turn and hurried up the slope. Now I'm faster than Gordon. While Gordon was now at his maximum speed, Jane was nearing it. 104, said Tobias. 105. Yes, I'm at his maximum speed, said Jane. 106, you're going faster than Gordon. So this is how it is to go faster than Gordon. Oh, said Jane. 107. What? Said Gordon. As he overheard Tobias. 108. 109. I'm going faster, said Jane. 110. I think you're at your max speed now, Jane. Yippee, said Jane. She rushed through Wellsworth, but had to go to a stop as she reached the platform. She said, too bad I had to stop just as I went 5 miles per hour faster, she thought. Just then Gordon steamed him. He fumed at Jane. You fast engine. No engine goes faster on this island than me unless they're streamlined. But sorry, Gordon, I might replace you. Well, when Spencer helped me on my express, at least he didn't replace me, so I highly doubt that you will have the same thing, that you will take my express, said Gordon. I'll bump you off the rails if you don't stop going faster than me, said Gordon. But, said Jane. Stop it, you two, said Neil. Just because Jane went faster than you, Gordon, does not mean you should be complaining. You should be thankful that she can keep up with your work. But then, said Gordon, she'll replace me. Not all the time. Remember when Spencer came? He didn't replace you. Once he began to help out on your express duties, of course, said Neil. Yes, that's what he means, said Jane. I'm not here to replace you. Well, I think you are, Jean, said Gordon. You better run or I'll bump you off the rails. Said Jane. Run, said Gordon. No, Jane, don't. He's just jealous of you, said Neil. Jane, however, hurried away. She didn't want to be bumped off the rails by Gordon. I gotta get away, she said. She hurried down the line. She even knew that even if Gordon did catch up, she could steam ahead of him. She knew that she was faster than Gordon. But she was a bit worried still. Get me uncoupled quick, said Gordon. Gordon, don't, said Neil. You'll just make it worse and you might very well get replaced. But she will replace me no matter what, said Gordon. I must stop her. And he raced after Jane. He did not want Jane to take his express. She will not take my express, he said. As he thundered down the line, he could feel Jane getting closer and closer to him. Ah yes, she's not going at maximum speed. She's going at her average 60 mile per hour speed. That's what it seemed from how she couldn't catch up. Hello, Jane, said Gordon. Hello, Gordon, said Jane. Bye, Gordon, said Jane. She reached steam at Gordon and raced away laughing. That will slow him down, the old engine, she said. She rushed off to Knapford. She said, I can't be late, I can't be late, I can't be late, I can't be late. Now time for a sprint. She sprinted down the line and went as fast as she could. She was now just having the time of her life. She didn't mind that she was being chased now. She was thankful for it, because she was now having the ride of her life. Woo-hoo, she said. She soon steamed into Knapford and came to a rest there. Time to rest before I go on the run again, she said, before Gordon tries to bring me off the rails. Just then, Gordon thundered into Knapford. He was furious with Jane. If you run away like that again, said Gordon. Get away, said Jane. She reached steam to hide and raced away and sang a song. Gordon too slow for me, Gordon too slow for me, she sang. But then she puffed onto Thomas's branch line. She hurried onto the branch line, singing, Gordon too slow for me. Gordon saw her go onto the branch line. He was now concerned for her. You're not meant to go on the branch line. Come back, said Gordon. No, said Jane. Oh no, said Gordon. Now Jane was enjoying her time on Thomas's branch line. She was enjoying the tight turns. She didn't know if she was on the branch line. She thought it was an extension to the main line. She whizzed around the tight turns, somehow not derailing. She passed Daisy. My, what's happening? Said Daisy. She then raced onto the line and raced over the bridge. She then raced past Terence's field and gave him a fright. Oh my, said Terence. However, danger was up ahead. There was a tight turn, tighter than Jane could handle, but she didn't realise it. She sped down the line. Whee! She said, and derailed. She was now right off the rails and was on the ground. Then Sir Topham Hatt came. Jane, I was looking for you. Daisy tells me that you were running away from Gordon. Gordon just came up to her and apparently, and I was waiting in his cab and because I was trying to find you. Daisy said you were up the line and I decided to walk it, and now look what's happened. You've derailed. What's happened? Said Sir Topham Hatt. Well, you see, sir, said Jane. Gordon said he would bump me off the rails if I didn't keep on going over his maximum speed. Well, Jane, said Sir Topham Hatt, Gordon is an engine that gets jealous. If an engine's faster than him that's not streamlined, he does get jealous of streamlined engines, but he at least understands them being able to go faster than him. Yes, said Jane. I came to tell you that you were so successful we might even sell your class to other railways. But since you've derailed, we'll have to repair you now. And now we'll have to get Albert back to do your express duties along with these. Okay, sir, said Jane. Don't worry, Jane. This is according to everyone that rides in you. They said you were a flawless engine. Even your driver and fireman say that. They do, said Jane. Yes, they said as soon as they steamed you out, they said they thought nothing could go wrong with you. Well, that's good, said Jane. They were even on the telephone, telling me your maximum speed. You could go faster than Gordon. I won't be replacing him now because he is more popular. However, they even said that nothing could go wrong with you, and your class, apart from unless you had a derailment. Now, any issues cannot happen to you unless you had like a derailment or a crash, and that's exactly what's happened. Yes, said Jane. Also with your personality, but still, let's get you repaired, Jane. Just because you think you're a failure does not mean you are. Jane smiled. Sir Topham Hatt reassured her that what she thought she was not true.